Hello everyone again and welcome. So today we will be continuing with our lessons where we will continue with seeing how we can plot numerical data, and then we'll end up with the categorical data version. So first thing, we did box plots, scattered plots for the last lesson. So today we are going to continue with histograms, and then we'll move to a bar chart, and then also we stack bar chart, and then also, as I did mention, I'll also be posting like a homework. This homework, you can continue doing it as the lessons are moving on. But I expect that by Monday next week, you should be able to be done with this homework assignment because it's not that much. So um, let's continue with our numerical data plotting. Let's move. We did box plots, and we were going to continue with the histograms. So um, So first things first, we have our R, we go to new, we take new script. So we are going to continue using the same data that we have been using. So the first thing I need to load this library. Remember, first things first, before you use a library that we have installed, you need to load it, which is the ggplot 2, because the data, the mslip data set is there. And then we are doing a histogram. Normally, we can do the mslip data. Let's run this to make sure that we have that package installed. Let's do mslip. We have this data as we can see here. So what I'm going to do, there are two ways. You can just use basic R to do this normal histogram, but if I do just hist, one thing you have to know here is that I'm using, let me just do a histogram of the sleep time. I'll do our theta because I'm calling that column total sleep time, and then I just run this one. We should see this our histogram this way. The downside of just using the normal way of plotting histograms using the hist function is that you won't be able, even though you can try to change this axis, this doesn't really look good. So that is why most of the times I said we use the ggplot. With ggplot, we are going to normally do ggplot. We are going to pass our data set, which is the m sleep data, and then normally we have the AES. What are we passing? So we are doing just a sleep underscore total, and we want a histogram. So to add the histogram, we just do the geometric points here underscore. We are doing what histogram. Then we run this. Let's see how this histogram looks like. You see, this histogram looks much more better compared to the previous one that we had. We can turn around here, and do different things with this histogram. You can decide to, add maybe if let me see, we can add the color. Yeah, we can add color here. We can try to use vote, which is the various carnivorous animals. Let me see whether this should work. I haven't tried this before, but let me see. Yeah, so it should work. It will just show you the various distribution based on these various animals. So most of the time we are seeing this NA here, which is a missing value. We will see how most of the times if you are computing the mean, let's say I'm going to do the mean of that total sleep. One thing I would recommend most of the time is we are doing m sleep, and we are computing the mean of that total sleep. One thing I'll say is most of the time just do NA dot RM is equals to what? True. Yeah, just do NA dot remove so that it should remove the missing values for you. Try to always do this so that in case of any missing value, you can take that out. And so one thing we should note with the histogram, well, you can take the data set, you can take this coordinate what we want, and then also the geoms, which is the geom underscore. That is the type of plot that we want, which is a histogram. You can try this with I'll be posting this book again where we are having our notes and all the notes so that we can follow. So the next thing we are going to be looking at is how to plot categorical data. Categorical data, as we know, is data that deals with counts, like number of observations for each category, or maybe like the case of the carnivorous animals that we had here. We can do, a bar plot for that. So with arrow, if I want to just do a bar plot, like in the case of the I can just do bar plot. I will do my sleep data, sleep. I want to do it, you can do it with categorical data, so I'll use the different types of animals. So you see, it wouldn't work because you have to first of all count it. So that is why it's not working. So the first thing I would recommend is before you do a box plot, let's take this. Let me do table. Let me assign. I'll just first of all count the number of carnivorous animals that we have in that sleep data. So that because it's doing those count before you can plot, you have to count. I will first of all do this. I run this. So that count, I can do that TB just to see that count, run it. Here we can see the total count for those because a bar plot is going to plot the various bar for this count. So you have to first of all count it, and then you can do that if you are doing a regular the bar plot function in R. So from there I can just do bar plot. Now I call in that table TB data, which is TB that I've counted, which there, and run it. We see this count. This is a little bit tedious. Going through these tables, doing the counting before plotting is something you can easily forget. First thing, as I did mention, make sure you always call a library before you use it. So I want to use a ggplot instead. So what I will do is ggplot. I will just pass in my data, which is the sleep data. Normally we have the AES. I'll pass in that variable that I want. Then I'll just add plus geom underscore what bar. So I'm doing a bar plot. Yep. And then I'll run it. You see here it's a little bit different and nice. We still have these missing values. Most of the times when we'll be doing general cleaning of data set, I will show you how you can clean this data generally. Sometimes you might want to do a stack bar plot rather than just keeping it this way. Let's say I wanted to do a bar plot, a stack bar plot of the various carnivorous animals based on the order. So in this case, or the name of those animals. The name might be a little bit longer. Let me just hold on. Let me see if I do string of sleep. So let me see what is there. So I'm looking at something which we won't have a lot of things there. Var, we just have kind of this, that. Or I can do order. So let's see, we can do a stacked plot. So I want to do, instead of just doing a regular bar plot, sometimes you might do a stack bar plot, which I want to do something like maybe a plot that is going to summarize the order type of within the carnivorous groups. So here I will do ggplot, and then normally I'll do my sleep, passing my AES code, and then in here I'm going to do I'll do x is equals to this, and then let me see if I do few option, I want it to be the order. Yeah, and then I'm going to do plus geom underscore bar. Let's first of all see what we get here first before we can see what to add. Sometimes, yeah. So you see this order is still, when I'm feeding it with this order is still that much. I want to look at something which is not that, the categories are not that a lot. What can I choose? Yeah, let me try the name here and see what I get. Yeah, so this one cannot work. So you might try something which is a little bit, not having a lot of categories. Might work in that case. Yeah, that is just a concept, just try something which is different. Order looked much better. Let me try. me try this genus and see whether it's going to be something which is interesting. You see, these ones are still like a lot, so the better way was just using the order. But there are some cases, as you see in the homework that I gave, you might have just cases that you have just three, something like this, that you can do something like a stack bar plot or something like that. Sometimes you might also do position is equals to, you pass position. Sometimes you may want to just do stack. Stack, run it and see what we get. Yeah, so it doesn't really change much with ggplot. You're gonna see all of this, and so that is what we have in terms of like bar plot. Also, there is a way you can save your plot if you decide to do a plot and you want to save it. There are different ways. You can decide to just come here, export here, and then you can export this as a PDF or maybe as an image. If I just click export here, it's going to show you a directory where you want to save this, whether it's on the desktop. If I want to save this plot on the desktop where I've been doing my my notes, in here I just click here, open. I can give it PNG. You can give it a name. Maybe the name of that plot is bar plot. Start. Yeah, if you go back and open that folder, you should be able to find it. So that was it for today, guys. So I will keep this assignment, keep doing it. Tomorrow I'll be posting another video where we are going to look at data frames and data types, then whereas how we can do group summaries, because in the homework there are also things that you have to do them using what we call group summaries. Thank you so much, and keep following for more.